God tested Abraham, commanding him, "Take your son, your only son Isaac, whom you love, and sacrifice him on Mount Moriah." Despite the heart-wrenching request, Abraham obeyed without hesitation. After a 3-day journey, they reached the mountain. Isaac, unaware of God's command, carried the wood for the offering and asked, "Where is the lamb?" Abraham replied, "God will provide." As Abraham prepared to sacrifice Isaac, an angel of the Lord called out, "Do not lay a hand on the boy. Now I know you fear God." At that moment, Abraham saw a ram caught in a thicket and offered it instead. He named the place, "The Lord Will Provide, Yahweh Yireh." This event foreshadows Jesus Christ, God's only Son, who was later sacrificed for the sins of the world. Abraham's faith reminds us that God provides even in our hardest trials. When God commanded Abraham to sacrifice Isaac, why didn't Abraham protest or refuse such a heartbreaking command? Abraham believed in God and his promises. Despite being tested by God, Abraham remained steadfast in his faith. He was willing to offer up his son Isaac, fully prepared to sacrifice him on the altar, even though Isaac was the very one through whom God had promised to make him the father of a great nation. Abraham believed that even if Isaac were to die, God would raise him back to life. Hebrews 11:17-19. How old was Isaac when God commanded Abraham to sacrifice him? Isaac was old enough to carry the wood for the burnt offering, Genesis 22:6. This suggests he had physical strength, making it unlikely that he was a small child. The Bible does not give Isaac's exact age when God asked Abraham to sacrifice him in Genesis 22. However, based on clues from Scripture and historical context, scholars estimate that Isaac was likely a teenager or a young adult, possibly between 20 and 30 years old. Abraham was probably between 115 and 130 years old. The only way he could have bound Isaac and placed him on the altar was if Isaac willingly submitted. In the same way that Jesus surrendered to God's will to be sacrificed for the sins of the world, Isaac yielded to his father's will in complete obedience. Key lessons from the story of Abraham and Isaac. Faith requires absolute trust. God is our provider, and God's promises never fail.